In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 finance books that will transform your money mindset, transform your entire life financially, and set you on the right path to financial freedom. And if you want the video long enough, I'm going to share with you one wealth secret that runs through all the books I'm going to be sharing with you today. So make sure you watch the video all the way to the end if you see yourself becoming wealthy. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Antwiwaa, just in case the first time you are seeing this beautiful face. If it's not, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, I share tips that will help you master your finances and pursue your passions in order to live a life of your dreams. If that sounds good to you, I hope you do stick around for a long time by subscribing to the channel. Otherwise, let's get straight into today's video. I think the first few finance books I read, I definitely read in my teen years or somewhere in university. And I can remember vividly the very first time a book stuck to me and made me want to change my life. And from that time onwards, I've actively seeked out and read finance books that have totally transformed the way I see money and has given me the hope that financial freedom or attaining financial independence is possible for everyone as long as you do the work and apply the principles. The very first finance book I read that totally and completely transformed my life is a book called The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. And I'm not even joking, this book sets off a light bulb in my brain and I've never looked back since then. First of all, the book is a very simple read and extremely enjoyable. It's a story about a king who wanted his people to be as successful as the richest man in Babylon, obviously. And so he calls for this man and asks that this man teaches his people how to be as successful as he has been with regards to money. And this rich man proceeds to teach the people all his principles with regards to saving money, managing money, and growing money. It is in this book that I learned the principle of paying yourself first, a principle that I've taught on this channel countless times. So if you're new to the channel and you've heard me say pay yourself countless times in my videos, give the video a thumbs up. According to the richest man in Babylon at the time, it is important that when you make an income, one of the very first things you do is take out money to pay yourself before you go ahead to take care of your needs or your bills or whatever other thing you need to take care of. So, and this principle is one of the principles that got me started on investing. I'll say this book is for anybody who is interested in attaining financial freedom. I personally try to read it at least once a year because even though the story is from years ago, the principles still apply in this current age. If you're interested in attaining financial freedom, it'll teach you how to manage your money. It'll teach you principles on making more money, growing your money, and letting your money work for you. The second book is titled I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And I know the name may sound a bit sketchy, but it is a very interesting read and it's pretty much a 6-week program that will teach you to manage your money very well. And it's even more interesting to read because I believe his writing is very sassy and funny. So it's very pleasant to read this book. My takeaway from this book is to always prioritize unconscious saving and unconscious investing, and also prioritize conscious spending. So most finance books or finance aspects will teach you to cut down on your expenses and don't buy this, don't buy that, live frugally, blah blah blah. But in this book, he believes in going ahead to buy the things that make you happy and are within your budget. As opposed to not buying anything and being unhappy. It also encourages you to be ruthless about cutting off things that do not bring you joy and are above your budget. So basically, before my income hits my account, my savings and my investments are siphoned to the various accounts they're supposed to be in, and that helps me reach my investment and savings goals easily. If you live in Africa or Ghana, for example, one of the things he talks about in this book may not entirely apply to the kind of systems that we have in Africa, so you may have to fine tune it and find alternatives to what he talks about in this 6-week program. That aside, it is a very good read. My next finance book recommendation is a book that I'm totally in love with. I've talked about it on this channel before. It was so good that it was made into an entire series on Netflix, and I totally enjoy the series as well. If you're new to the channel, you probably know what I'm talking about, but if you're new to the channel, the book I'm talking about is The Smart Money Woman by Erese Ugu. And it's one of the very practical books for young women. I think young men can also learn things from it because pretty much the same principles apply to both parties, but it is a book that pinpoints bad money habits of most young people like myself and yourself, and it also teaches us how to go past these habits and be successful in our finances. The book is a story about 5 women in a friendship circle. They're from different walks of life, different backgrounds, they are at different stages in their finances. So it's very easy for you to see yourselves in their life and relate to some of the problems and the issues that they have as the story progresses. The story touches on things like unnecessary spending, pressure or peer pressure from friends, culture, all of that stuff, and how they affect our finances. I think my favorite thing about this book is the fact that at the end of every chapter, or is it at the beginning? I think it's at the end. At the end of every chapter, there's a very short or quick exercise for the reader to take in order to help them with their finance. Once you go through them, you see the benefits and how that affects your mindset. And another favorite thing of mine is the fact that it's a very nice story, a very easy read, very practical, and also very relatable as well. The next book is called Common Sense Investing, or better still, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. And this book will teach you a very efficient way to invest in. His principle in this book is to buy all your country's publicly held businesses, aka businesses whose stocks are sold to public or private investors. And so he advises that you buy into all these businesses at a very low cost and hold this investment for as long as you possibly can, pretty much your entire lifetime. And this totally made sense to me when I read it. So he explained that instead of picking your own stocks and buying stocks from 1 or 2 companies in your country and then working hard and constantly studying the trends to try to beat the market, which is almost always very difficult to do, it is wise for you to, instead of trying to beat the market, become the market. And how do you do that? Simple, by investing in index funds. So index funds will give you a stake in a number of companies in your country or your nation. So if one particular business is failing, the other ones are guaranteed to do better, or vice versa, and your money or your investment to pretty much almost always be on a rise long term. I must also advise that this book is it's a pretty long read and it's not entirely entertaining. It's full of technicality, so it might get a bit boring. But if you have your eye on the prize and the end goal is to be part of the wealthy and attain financial freedom, then you probably should suck it up and read the book all the way to the end. What you learn from this book is a better understanding of index funds, how they work, why you need them, and how to go about investing in them. Then we come to the book that everybody and their mother knows to read, that you probably may or may not have read. I think for the most part, people hear about this book, they start reading it, and most people don't finish it. Let me know if you're one of them in the comment section. And the book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is a story of Robert Kiyosaki's poor dad versus his friend's rich dad, and how both their mindsets on money is entirely different. This book will teach you how the rich manage, grow their money, and continually grow wealthy, versus how the poor do it. Some people have argued that the story about the rich dad, poor dad are all fictional and the rich dad didn't exist. Whether you believe the rich dad, poor dad existed or it's pure fiction doesn't matter. The principles still apply to this day. It is in this book that I fully understood the difference between an asset and a liability. For example, in this book, the poor dad believed that having your own house is an asset, but the rich dad thought otherwise. The rich dad believed that if you have a house and the house is not making you any money or any return, it is a liability. And I also learned that the rich are constantly looking for ways to make their money work for them. Not trying to be a spoiler, but these are some of the things you can learn from this particular book. Now, before you get into reading these books, as you should, I'm going to share one secret to wealth that runs through all these books with you. And the secret is, wealth is built when you value investing over spending. I say again, you only build wealth when you value investing over spending. So which one do you do? What is your default when you get money? To quickly spend it or to save it and invest it? In this particular video, I show how you can invest $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 or cedis, or whatever currency you use in the country you're watching this. What investment opportunities you can put this money into and how much money you can make. Remember that in order to become wealthy, you have to learn to make your money work for you. So definitely tap on this video and find out how you can do that with the money that you currently have. Thank you for watching the video up until this point. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please hit the subscribe button if you want more of these videos, and I'll catch you over in this one. Bye.